Right, hello everybody, just going to do a quick unboxing of a camera trap I bought recently. The brand I'm going to show you is called Apeman. I've never heard of it before, never used it before I bought this, but the price was so good on one of those Amazon Black Friday deals I thought I'd go for it. I think the normal price on Amazon was something like £60, and on the day of their Black Friday deals they'd reduced it to something like £35, and I thought, well, at that price I'm going to give this a go. So once you take it out of the box, you just got a bit of cardboard there that everything slides out of. You've got the main unit, you've got a strap so you can tie the device to a tree, and there's the brackets on the back that you slot the cord through, and then you can just tie it off onto a tree loosely. You get a USB cable so you can, let's just show you that. So you can hook it up to a computer and look at the stuff. You get a user manual. It's quite small. And a little hello leaflet thing. What does this say? Thank you for buying it, blah blah blah. Contact them via Facebook, Twitter, and whatever that is. G+, I think Google killed G+, didn't they? Google+. So there you go, that's how to get support as well. They've got email address. That's that, little leaflet. And then you get a little plastic bag with these bits here, which is to attach the Apeman camera trap to the bottom of a tripod if you want to. So that black metal bit here and 3 tiny screws with the plastic plugs. Okay, so that's everything that's in the box. I must say this looks almost identical to another branded one I bought on the same day from Amazon that was called Victure, I believe. So it's probably the same company putting out loads of different products under different brand names, but it looks almost identical. I highly suspect it's the same sort of thing. So runs off 8 AA batteries, so you're going to have to go and buy 8 AA batteries. The brand I recommend you go and buy is Eneloop. Buy some of these babies. The reason I say buy these, Panasonic, they know how to make batteries. I think these are the ones that you can reuse something like 2,000 times. They guarantee that they'll last for 2,000 charges, which is brilliant. The capacity of these are 1900 milliamp hours. There's another Eneloop ones you can get that hold even more capacity, but you can't charge them as many times. So I think for the money, and bought these again, Amazon, £22 for 8 batteries. So they're not cheap, but the fact that you can use them up to 2,000 times makes it well worth the money. You can get batteries dirt cheap these days, but don't be fooled by their prices. Even if they're really, really cheap, the disposable ones, you're still actually paying more in the long run because of how often you're going to have to replace them. So go for quality. You're also going to need an SD card. Now, normal size SD card is something that looks like that. I recommend you go for Sandisk if you're going to buy SD cards, or you can use the micro SD cards, which are, if I compare the size, look at them, micro SD card compared to a normal size SD card, they're absolutely tiny, these things. I'll check this, the instructions. Some of them say something like 32 gigabyte SD card maximum. I don't see why you couldn't put a 64 gig card in. I can't see how they would stop that, so I'll experiment and write in the description when I've worked out whether that works. So I've got 64 gig cards here. And if you want an idea on how to get cheap quality SD cards, obviously make sure they're genuine. I wouldn't trust any on eBay. Even Amazon sold me some fakes in the past, and I proved to them that they sold me fakes because they didn't work. But anyway, hopefully Amazon now fixed their quality control issues and where they're getting their supplies from. There's a thing called Amazon Warehouse. Basically, if people buy a product and then send it back to Amazon because they've bought the wrong product or whatever, Amazon then have to repackage them and try and sell them, so they're not a complete loss. So you can get brand new products that obviously they've been opened, but brand new for a fair bit cheaper. So that's one way to get these cheaper than a normal Amazon price. Look on Amazon Warehouse, which is from the main Amazon website. So anyway, 64 gig card like that. You stick in the SD card adapter that you get when you buy one of these cards. They always give you one of these free. And I found that you can, once you've slotted it in there, you can still record to the little card once it's inside one of these adapters. That was one of the things I wasn't sure about because I'd never done it before. The other camera trap I bought like this, I worked out you can do that. So you can record onto these little micro SD cards inside of one of these micro SD card adapters. So you can use that kind of card or that kind of card. That's up to you. Right. As you can see, blue plastic covering over the LED light area. Peel that off, and this is where they put out the infrared lights. I think this says 40 of these lights are there, and it's really weird when you're outside and you switch it on. If you move past it, that's the sensor there, that's what detects movement and sets it off. It sometimes, when you know you're standing in front of the camera, it should be recording, you look at it and you cannot see that there's any light coming out of these. And even when you get your eyes within a couple of inches, sometimes you can't tell that it's on. You have to move your eyes angle to angle, and then eventually you can see a kind of a glowing dull red colour behind this black. But it's bloody good. You know, you could easily get away with setting these up in the countryside or in your garden or whatever, and wildlife wouldn't be able to tell that they're on unless they can detect infrared light. I don't know if animals can see that, but to the human eye, if you were trying to catch, say, a burglar in your area, they would not be able to tell that this was on. And of course you can get all kinds of fake foliage to wrap around the outside of these to hide them as much as possible as well. So anyway, let's do a quick, so to open up you've got two latches on the side, just pop those up. This is harder to do than I say with one hand, so you put the camcorder down. Right, so you've also got a little plastic covering up the sensor. I don't know if you can see that tiny little flap there. You remove that cover, that's the sensor that does it. So there you go, there's your infrared LED lights, no glow infrared lights. Now these are your buttons. Obviously you've got to put the batteries in at the bottom first, and there's your on off switch. I'm not going to go over everything, I'll just quickly show you how to get the batteries in and out there. So you've got another clip down the bottom, lift that up, and then you've got a little flap on the bottom that opens up, and there you go, and then you should be able to see plus and minus signs. So make sure, where it says plus, make sure the plus, the positive end, is sticking out of that slot. So let me just show you what I mean. In fact, I might as well power it first. So 8 batteries you're going to need for this, and I've worked out on the other camera trap that it's a similar model to this. As I said, I suspect it's the same company that's made it. I've worked out you can get over 150 recordings before you need to recharge the batteries. So there you go, that's what it should look like when you've got them in correctly. Then obviously close that. But yeah, once you've done about 150 recordings, I found that the night vision lights don't come on at night. And I was wondering whether that was because no wildlife was in the garden, but it's more likely there's not enough power coming out of the batteries to power all those lights. So I would say once you've made about 150 recordings onto an SD card, even if that happens in one night or over 2 or 3 nights, give the batteries a charge, even if they don't show up as being dead on the indicator on this. So let me just close this. Again, I need both hands, hold on. So flip it closed. Let's open up, let's switch it on. Okay, screen's powered up. And then you've got to go through all the different settings to set it up. Shall I bother to do this now or not? Yes, I will. Okay, so I want it on English, so press OK. Time is 6:33 p.m. 16th of December 2020. So you've got up and down buttons to do that. So up to 2020, good. Then I have to press, it says down there, OK to select. So OK. You've now gone on to that. Now, is that in month or is that days? Which way is this set? So that's months. So up, I want 12th, and then I want the 16th. So press OK to select that. And I'll go up. Now, can you hold this down to make it go fast? Yes, you can. There we go. So 16th of December 2020, press OK again. And now we're on to the time. Now I want 6:34 p.m. So I'm going to go, I'll go down. Is that, that's in the morning, isn't it? So it's a 24-hour clock. So 6, press OK. And then I want 34. So I'll go down, hold it button down. I'll do 6:35 because it's probably very close to 6:35. Right, and then press OK. So there you go. I've set time and date. Memory card missing. So let's do what I was saying. Let's do this right now. So I'm going to put a 64 gig Sandisk Extreme card in there. So once it's in there, it looks like that. Slot that into the side there. Okay, SD card's now gone in. Let's see what's going to happen next. Well, the screen is now off. I don't know. The unit does seem to have powered off for some reason, so let's switch it off. Let's put it back onto test. Alright, it's powered back on again. Now let's click on menu. Right, so now I want to go through the settings. So let's go down. Let's click on OK to select that. Photo resolution. It's currently set at 5 megapixels. I don't really use it for photos anyway, so I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm going to click OK. Go down, photo series. I don't do. Video resolution I want, so I'm going to click OK. I want that. That's 1080p. That's full 1080p. 1920 by 1080p I know is 1080p, so I want that. Click OK. Video length. Click OK. Now, 5 or 10 seconds is nothing. So I'm going to go down. I want 1 minute long videos. Normally, by the time the camera's been triggered and you're recording something, usually what you're going to see is going to happen within the first 20-30 seconds. If you're lucky, something will stay around the area and you'll get a little bit longer, but a minute video should cover you. 2 minutes is usually too long. So 1 minute, press OK. And then go down, PIR interval. That's how long from when a video stops after that 1 minute to when the next one is that you want to start recording. So normally you want to give it a few second gap, but not too much. So I'm going to give it, normally it's almost like you want it to continue recording. If it's recorded something and then it detects something again, you want to record it again. So I normally leave about a 10-second gap. I think this time I'll try something different tonight. I'll do 15-second gap. So if I've recorded, no I'm not. I'll do 12 seconds. Okay, 12 seconds. Press OK. So basically, once I've recorded a video and it stops after that 1 minute, even if the sensor detects something, it's going to wait at 12 seconds before it then starts the next recording. That's what that is. Okay. So what do I then want? No, use the down button. What's the next thing? PIR sensitivity. Click OK. It's currently set middle. I would never use low sensitivity. High sensitivity, as obviously it's going to detect, you know, even if a leaf was to blow nearby or something, or a branch or something. You want it to be fairly decent how quickly it reacts. So for the moment I'll leave it on middle. Click OK. Let's go down. Target recording time. I've never set that before. Let's just see what happens if you do click on. So I've gone to on, click OK. Oh, okay, so you can actually set a time if you don't want it to record after a certain time. Let's say you know in your area it gets light at 8 AM, and from then you're not going to get anything like a fox or a hedgehog. You're only going to get birds, and you don't want birds. You could set it to stop recording at 8 o'clock and therefore save batteries going off, constantly recording every bird that goes past. So that is a useful setting, not something I'm going to set up right now. So how do I get out of that? I'm just going to click OK to there. Actually it says menu back, so I'm going to press menu to get out of that. Right, then go down. Time lapse, I'm not going to use time lapse now. Language we've already set, so there we go, we've gone round, we've done all the settings we now want. Beep sound, beep sound, hold on, let's see what that's all about. Beep sound is on, well that's obviously for when I'm doing this. We'll leave it on. Anything else I need to know? Audio recording, yeah, check that is on if you want it to record. On, yep, so it should pick up sound. I have to say on the last other camera trap I've bought with a different brand name, I haven't really heard anything so far. I think you'd have to be something quite loud and quite close for it to actually detect. So anyway, I'll leave it on, click OK, let's go down, stamp, I presume that means putting a timestamp actually onto the video. Time, date and logo, I don't want, what's the logo thing? Logo, I suppose that's going to print the brand name on it. Why would I want that? So let's just do time and date and click OK. What else have we got? So go down, password protection, let's click on that and see what it says. Password protection is set as off, good, okay, leave that as it is. Press OK to select that, go down. Format the memory card, well I know the memory card should be blank already, so I'm going to leave that. Reset settings, don't want to do that. Version, let's see what it says. That's the specific model number I've got. You can write that down for your own information if you want to. Click OK, go down, and we're back to where we were. So to get out of that, press menu. So I've set it up, time and date is now set on it. It's telling me that the batteries, well, even though these are fully charged batteries, it's telling me that the batteries are, to me that symbol looks like 2/3, and the symbol is yellow. I know that when they're fully charged they come out as white. The symbol should be full and white, so I don't know why it's telling me those batteries are slightly used. They're not, they're fully charged. So how accurate this thing is at detecting a charge, I don't know. At least I've got the time and date right, so I'm happy with that. And then if you're out in the field, I'll just switch it off for a minute. What you do, obviously check you've got fully charged batteries. Use a battery tester to know that your batteries have got a charge. I'll just quickly show you what I mean by that. Something like this, which you can buy on eBay for £4 or £5, I think they are. Silverline battery tester, something that looks like that. You put the battery in there, and then the needle there will go to green if it's charged. Get yourself one of these, they're very good. So make sure your batteries are charged, put a blank SD card in, then when you're outside, put the strap, that green strap through there, and strap this however you want to a tree, or whatever. You can balance it on a piece of wood, whatever. I've also found they're not that, well, the thing is, if at night, let's say a hedgehog runs up and hits this, you could knock it over and then be useless. So put something with a bit of weight on top of it. I've found something like a solid piece of metal. Unfortunately, you've got that ridge, which makes it really awkward to balance anything on top of it, but find something that you can put on there for a bit of weight to try and hold it in place, as well as having it strapped to something. So fit the strap first, and then you want to switch it on. I move the switch to test first. Okay, then when you're ready, switch it to on. You get a blue light comes on, flashing, and then you got a countdown of a few seconds, and then now it's recording. Then you close this up, buckle up, set it where you want it, set it, you know, get the right angle pointing to wherever you've put some food down for birds or whatever. Let me just quickly switch it off before I waste recordings. And I've found, in terms of the range of where you're going to actually detect stuff in a recording, from where this records, anything that's probably a couple of feet in front of it is too close. You get the best recording that's for things that are about, I'd say about 2 meters away from it. So set it up where, put the food about 2 meters away from this, in front of it, if you want to record birds or foxes or hedgehogs or whatever wildlife. About 2 meters away works about right. And the best thing to do is look through my YouTube account and look at the other videos I've got of what I've recorded from the Victor camera trap. I'll also make a separate playlist for the Apeman camera trap. They call them trail cameras, I always call them camera traps. But anyway, I'll make a playlist and I'll show you what the quality of footage is. I have to say, these are good. For the money, for £35, they're brilliant. Compared to something more expensive like a Bushnell, that's another brand, Bushnell camera trap, that costs 200 quid. They're not as good. The picture quality is better on a Bushnell, but for that extra money, it's, you know, to be honest, you might as well just use a cheap camera trap if you're trying to work out what wildlife you've got in your garden or on your property, if you're trying to find out what time of the day deer are in your area or whatever. So there you go. Hope that's been useful to you. Click like if you like that, subscribe to me, and whatever you do, look through my videos and see what I actually end up managing to record on this. As I said, £35 in the sale on Amazon. Now they've gone up to about £60–65. Shop around. Amazon is not the only place you can buy products, so Google this brand, see if you can find another shop for a good price. There's loads of other brands that look almost identical to this, so target price £35. If you have to pay 60 quid, okay, you may have to. I got them, like I said, on when they do that Black Friday deal. But there you go. Hope you like that. Thank you for watching. Oh, I'll just quickly show you the manual. I didn't show you the manual, did I? So the manual is in a whole load of different languages. Spanish, yes, Italian, French, German, DE. Let's get, oh, thank God there's not all that to learn. Whew. And then English is 25 pages, so that's not too bad. So have a look through the instructions before you do it. I've just set out without looking at instructions, naughty me, but I've only done that because I know this looks almost identical, like I said, to another camera trap I've recently bought, so I suspect they're made by the same actual factory and company, just put different brand names on for some reason. So read through the instructions, make sure you've done everything they tell you to do. Diagrams on what all the different parts are. It's not, whenever you see these diagrams, it looks so complicated, but as I've just shown you, it's not that complicated. And there you go. Right, thanks for watching, everybody. Bye bye.